Hey, welcome to Joncast. I'm here with Amie Achenbach, and I'm John Weaver. And we're going to be kind of talking about some X-Men tonight. The New Mutants was just announced recently, and it's kind of a big deal. It's going to be the first movie set after the trilogy, the First Class trilogy, as they're calling it. So it's going to be kind of going into a new direction, they're saying.
Cool, cool.
Basically, from what I've gathered, is the whole purpose of the First Class trilogy was basically to kind of rewrite the old X-Men movies in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's we still got Patrick Stewart, we still got Magneto. What's his name? Not Patrick Stewart, Gandalf, or not Gandalf. Who am I thinking of? No, it
Yay,
was
Michael's gonna
Gandalf.
watch.
Um, but who am I trying to think of? Sir Ian McKellen,
There we go.
Magneto. Basically, it's kind of tying the loose ends of the original trilogy and bringing us into the new what they're trying to do now. I'm super excited about it. You told me who's directing it again?
Josh Boone is directing New Mutants. If
And
you guys are familiar with Fault in Our Stars, that was kind of his big breakout directing role.
yeah, and he's also I'm a big Stephen King fan. He's going to be doing The Stand, which is going to be a two-part
Mm-hmm.
series, which is going to be awesome. Who are you saying some of the characters that they're talking about maybe be a New Mutant?
Some of the stuff that I've heard is Cannonball, Karma, and
Nice.
Cable, the second introduction of Cable, but really kind of going
The
into,
real introduction of
yeah,
Cable.
the real introduction to Cable and kind of
That's the problem.
showing him a bit
X-Men has
more.
showed some heroes, and it just they weren't. People kind of got angry and upset because they weren't the hero. They weren't exactly what they wanted them to be. So hopefully they're listening to the fans. They're going to bring some fan favorites, and basically what I believe is because they're not just doing the movies. They're doing a TV show too, and I'm wondering where they're going to be going with the TV show. Are they? What I would love to see is basically set up the classic '90s X-Men. Like the cartoon, bringing it back and have it. The New Mutants could happen before the movie, and just introduce a bunch of like maybe younger mutants.
That would
Um,
be cool.
and then
I
and
I
then
concur with that.
maybe have them actually be on the show, and maybe just introduce
Hmm.
minor characters and have those minor characters run the show. There's been no information though out there yet about what the show is about, but Fox announced that they are in works with it. Gambit is got a Channing Tatum. He's going to be
Hmm.
playing Gambit.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh
Um,
man. Oh man.
everybody's got some people don't like it, some people love it. I'm a fan. I think he can play it. He, he can pull off the Gambit look, I think.
I personally am just so sick of people here. Like they did the same thing with Christian Bale and Batman. They're now doing it with Ben Affleck to Batman. They did it with, oh god, there's just count Heath Ledger as the Joker.
Jared Leto as the Joker.
Jared Leto as
We
the
just had the
Joker.
whole tattoo controversy that happened.
Yep. But I am not going to criticize the actor until I've seen the movie.
Yeah.
Because all of those other actors surprised me and did a great job, and I was super excited about it, even though, well, I mean, I don't know about Ben Affleck yet, but so far it's looking good. But, like, the same thing, Heath Ledger's gonna be the Joker. Like,
Yeah.
have we seen that movie?
Because I remember if
Amazing.
you it's funny because if you actually go look into the old comments on IMDb before it happened, they're all because right before that, if you remember, he was in
It's.
the Brokeback Mountain movie,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people were like, "Oh, he can't
Right.
play the Joker." And if you go back on the IMDb like message boards, it's really funny to read them and to actually see how now he is regarded as probably the best Joker to ever happen. Um, but yeah, Apocalypse. That's the next one that's on route, which is going to basically, I assume, tie up all the loose ends between the First Class and what's the other one called? The second X-Men new movie,
Days of Future
Days
Past.
of Future Past.
Loved that.
And Days of Future Past is basically brought in the new and the old, and Apocalypse is going to destroy the old. That's what I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it sets up and it's already set up. Days of Future Past set up the new timeline. So that means that like all the stuff that happened in the old movies now don't exist.
Yeah.
They exist, but they are in another timeline. So now that we have this interaction, it's changed the course of history, and now we're on a whole new route.
Yeah.
And it's a cool way to do a soft reboot. You don't have to.
Yeah, without anything too crazy. I
Yeah,
completely agree.
it was cool because they were still able to pay homage to the classics by having Patrick Stewart and Terry McCollum come back,
Hmm.
which I loved their roles in it. And you bring it full circle. Wolverine, it's gonna be his last movie, the third movie,
That's heartbreaking, but I feel like it's about time.
and I'm
I mean, how long
wondering
has he been playing this role? Is
a
it like
long time,
15 years now since the first X-Men movie came
and
out?
I'm wondering if the New Mutants or in the future are we gonna be getting a new Wolverine? You think they're gonna wait a little bit to reintroduce Wolverine?
I also wonder if they're going to do the death of Wolverine. We have not had a plot for Wolverine
That's
3 yet.
true.
I'm kind of hoping it's the death of Wolverine. I feel like that would be
Or even better yet, an Old Man Logan. That's what I would.
yeah.
I think that could be interesting to play with that. He is getting older, but it would be cool because they could just put a little bit more gray in his hair
Hmm.
and um. But yeah, it's interesting. Gambit's coming out. Fox is kind of playing catch up with the rest of that's our little rocket. He is a bobblehead.
Sorry,
Um,
I'm super fidgety right now for some reason. Ooh, we got a viewer. I bet it's Michael.
I don't know who it is. It's probably someone not Michael. Maybe it is Michael. Did you send him a link?
I did. Well, I tagged him in the thing that you linked to
Okay.
me. So, ooh, I bet
Um,
you that's him, and he's gonna be like, "Yeah, that's me." X23. X23. He's saying X23. That's
X23.
supposed to mean something to me, and it's like right on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it. Don't hate me.
X23. Is that what? Is he on our? We'll go see if he can talk in our comments. Yeah, we're live here. This will be edited later. We got it too. Hello. We are live. That is for sure.
Yeah,
But
and I haven't done one of these before, so I'm kind of
it's
new. I'm
it's all cool.
fidgety.
It's all right to be fidgety.
So who's mentioning
Sun and Moon is one of my friends that's talking. He has mentioned in interviews. I see how the character could be approaching his closing, and I'm okay with it. And really, I'm
Oh, so
okay.
it's not Michael?
No,
Oh,
it's our
well, hi,
friend.
Sun and Moon.
It's I'm pretty sure it's JC Kingsley. He's actually done some videos with us. And Wolverine, I think really he's great. I love.
There he is.
There's Michael.
Yay!
Hey.
Hi.
Um, I'm a big fan of Hugh Jackman. He really pulled over. He pulled the Wolverine act together. And the thing about it is,
Jason.
all the comics that we know now have kind of gone the route of mimicking Hugh Jackman's look of Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to see when he does finally decide to end it, um, where we're actually going to be going with it. Are they actually going to try and recast Hugh Jackman? Like, or are they just gonna like completely abandon Wolverine? Because honestly, if they're gonna get a new Wolverine, they probably should just go with the classic style, have the classic costume on. It would be even cool for me to bring. I really want them to make the '90s cartoon into a live action show.
That would be amazing.
That's
That would
my
be phenomenal.
and have a new guy play Wolverine. Have that show come out right after the last Wolverine and I'm sure they can find someone that's good, maybe a little bit younger than Hugh Jackman because I know he's like pushing 50, if not already
Yeah,
50.
he looks good
It
though.
it would be cool to see a maybe younger, not too young, because he's got to play that dichotomy between, you know, he's got to be one of the upper echelons. I imagine they're going to make Jean Grey not too old, like I'm saying, late 20s, and then have some of the younger mutants be
He
in it.
was really tall. Sorry, just had to quick comment there.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was
yeah,
tall.
he
That
was
was
too
a
tall and he
bit.
wasn't broad enough. Like Wolverine was kind of this short, stocky, like,
Mhm.
and the Hugh Jack. Well, I mean, he's gotten beefier over the years playing Wolverine, but like the comic book version is very much more like short and stout, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
God, I'm uber fidgety right now. Sorry, guys. I'm just like all the
JC
things.
says, I wish they would do classic X-Men and do the lead into the Dark Phoenix and the Hellfire Club. That would be
Dark
really cool.
Phoenix. Yes.
They were kind of doing something with Phoenix in the old X-Men movies, and the
Mm-hmm.
X3 just it kind of ruined everything they were kind of working for in X1 and X2. But
I'm surprised Michael's not commenting more. X-Men's kind
we're
of like his crack.
we're in the future now of X-Men, and we got a show coming. We got Gambit. Gambit is where I'm kind of like, come on, you've got to do it right.
That is one thing that I'm nervous about
The
is
accent, I want the true Southern
I'm really worried
accent.
that they're not going to give him the accent, that Channing Tatum's not going to do it.
Do you think that Rogue's gonna be involved in Gambit's story? Because they're some of the they've got the best love relationship. She's can't touch anybody, and he can like he's able to, I guess, in a way, and she ends up being able to control her powers later on. But I wonder if they're gonna bring Rogue and that love interest, and are they gonna bring old Rogue back, or are they gonna do new Rogue or a new completely? Because wasn't Rogue played by what's her name?
Yeah, but she was with Ice Guy there in
Yeah,
those movies.
in the new ones. She wasn't.
Yes.
I don't think they showed her in the new ones. I thought she
Mm.
was. She was in the new ones, but they didn't have her scene. They cut it out of the movie,
Oh yeah.
which it might be a reason for that because they might be recasting her. Which
Mm-hmm.
I
I could
think
see
they
that.
should recast. Rogue as a bitch. As the
Skip Wolverine completely used his death to introduce his female clone X-23. That's what you were saying, X-23. Got you. And or Drake and his son.
I don't know what I don't think they would do that only because Wolverine's so iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't think you could have X-23 or Dakin without Wolverine. So I
I do
don't
like the idea of X-23 though.
didn't they have X-23 in Origins? Anna Paquin, there we go. Yeah. She's so annoying. God. True Blood. She plays she was all right
I
as
knew
Rogue.
she looked familiar. I've seen the previews for True Blood, and I was like, I know I've seen an actress before. I couldn't figure it out. Yep,
I
definitely.
know what
She
you're
was
thinking,
Rogue.
Bub. Can
Dirt.
I dump this empty clip out of this gun and reload it and give me free closes distance on me and cuts me into shish kebab with those freaky claws of his? Well, Bub, your move. Yeah, I mean, Wolverine is we're gonna see what happens with him. It's still it's really not confirmed yet that X3 will be his last movie, or not X3, Wolverine 3, but it seems like it's going down that direction. I say they should do old Logan and just kind of close it out with him, but we'll see what
I
happens.
like the idea of old Logan. I'm kind of hoping that they do the death of Wolverine. Now that that thought has crossed my
Death of
mind,
Wolverine would be cool.
I think that would be really rad. And then that would be kind of like the goodbye to Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
And then they could recast Wolverine or something and have it be more of a clean break. Not just, oh, who's this guy? He's not Wolverine. He's not Hugh Jackman. Because
yeah.
people, no matter what they do, they could cast the perfect Wolverine,
Well,
and somebody's gonna be pissed
well,
about
what
it.
if they do it like this, where they kill Wolverine off in Wolverine 3, and they don't bring him back. They recast him only on the TV show,
Yeah.
and just have TV version of Wolverine, and just kind of run him with the new show they're trying to make.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing is, I have a problem. Wolverine's still canon any way you cut it, but he needs to go to the back burner for a bit. I agree with you, Michael. But like I was saying, maybe have him be recast on the TV show, and so it's the TV version of Wolverine, so we don't have to even worry about a future movie Wolverine. They made a team of Wolverines, yeah. That
So
would
many
be
things to touch from
yeah.
here.
X-Men is one of those comics that there are so many different versions, and just it's crazy how many different directions they can take, pretty much. I mean, that's just true with comics, but X-Men especially, there's been a bajillion different reboots, and
Mm-hmm.
um, even DC is doing now a convergent series. That's true. Comic book they can do by the way of comic book reboot anyway. It's really what the direction Fox wants to take. Fox is trying to build their own DC universe or Marvel universe, and hopefully they can tie it into the First Class because I mean First Class basically what I saw of First Class was basically is a way to end X-Men. Um, Marvel Universe is becoming fractal, and so is DC. I mean, that's very true. What even breaking into Marvel, and well, it sucks. So Marvel needs to have X-Men. I wish they had X-Men, but they don't. So many properties Marvel owns and doesn't own. But basically, I will be happy to see them try to make their own connected universe in a
Mm-hmm.
way.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw some set photos. We saw Jubilee. She's looking amazing. She looks very much like the '90s comic uh, version of
Yeah.
her, and I'll be happy to see them. I really think they should set the TV show in the '90s because basically we were going from '70s with the second. It was '60s, '70s, and now Apocalypse will be '80s. Um, well, yeah, Michael's saying we need to introduce fresher new characters, and that's what New Mutants I think is going to be. They're going to introduce a whole slew of new characters, and they're going to have I believe New Mutants will lead into the live action show.
Yeah.
I think that's
That would be a smart, just
and then Cable is supposed to be making an appearance in New Mutants, so maybe the time travel he's been doing may mess with the whole situation in the TV show that's coming out. I think that now that Disney owns so much, they're trying to make it where you can't complain about stuff like it's not canon because there is not a single universe to judge. It's from anywhere, many universes, many canons. That's very true in Marvel Universe. The Marvel Universe has different many Earths,
mm-hmm.
you know, and that's something that hasn't been touched on, and it's really fucked up because um, they're all owned by different people, so it's like Marvel can't really come together and be like, we need this to happen and this to happen. No, they can't do it because it's owned by Fox or it's owned by Sony or it's owned by whatever company that owns it. But it's kind of the part of the process. But
This guy's
there's
my buddy now. My buddy.
yes, our little Joker. But yeah, I mean that about wraps up our X-Men conversation. Is there anything that you want to throw out there before we go?
Uh, do we know when, or like an idea of when Gambit's coming out?
Gambit, actually, I can pull this up for you right now. Um, let's see. I have a picture on our Joncast community. And by the way, guys, if you're on Facebook, go to your search bar and type in Joncast community, and you join us. And we're always talking every day about geeky stuff. Gambit, October 2016 is coming out.
Ooh, just in
So
time
it's
for my birthday.
and not only that craziness next year, 2016 is going to be crazy because there is crazy amount of it. We got Deadpool coming out in
Mm-hmm.
February, Batman vs Superman in March, Civil War in May, X-Men Apocalypse in May, Doctor Strange in July, Suicide Squad in August, Gambit in October, and that's the whole year of like superhero movies. That's 7 freaking movies.
That's going to be exciting though to see Captain America versus X-Men Apocalypse like box office
Yeah.
and stuff since they're both coming out in the same month.
And
That's
then
that's
we
going to be
also got
interesting.
Fantastic Four, which is technically part of Fox's universe.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if Fantastic Four will play with the X-Men. That would be interesting for me to see. Um, please watch X-Men Game on YouTube if you haven't seen it. You will laugh your rear end off.
Whoa, so many comments.
I will check this out, JC. Um, but
See, I don't agree with that though. The DC will have to follow suit if they want to remain a player. I think DC is leading the way right now.
it,
Not with movies. With movies, Marvel's got it tenfold.
DC's
But like,
TV is good, but also you got Marvel with their whole connected universe. We'll Well, basically, what I'm gonna say is 2016 is gonna be the year for them all to duke it out. Pretty much, we're gonna see who ends up winning. Wolverine also, I will say, comes out in 2017.
Yeah,
So
March.
that means that Gambit will come before Wolverine's last movie. So maybe we'll see Wolverine in Gambit. They're saying
I've
Wolverine
heard
also might be in
rumors.
Deadpool. Because I
I've
forget that Deadpool's Fox too.
I've heard rumors of both Hugh Jackman being in Gambit and in Deadpool, but nothing like definitive, like it's happening. It very well could have
If
just
they
been
do it,
fans being like, I want to see this, and then it.
if they do it, I would like to JC wants you to come out to Geektopia. She's coming, hopefully. We can
What's
get
that?
that's the Doctor Who thing.
I'm totally gonna be there.
Um, but that
Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully. But that's about all we can really talk about X-Men right now. I just hope that they can do it and they can accomplish it and they can make it happen and make it look good and start. I mean, X-Men was really one of the
You are added, sir.
X-Men was really one of the first superhero
Mm-hmm.
movies in the revolution. They
Oh
had
yeah,
ones
for sure.
before the old Superman movies, Batman movies, but X-Men was really one of the first modern retellings of the comic book stories,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of like set in motion for all of what is to come, pretty much.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I mean, I love Days of Future Past. I love First Class. Apocalypse
Loved
sounds
first
pretty
class.
awesome. They got one of the big bad guys that's in it. It's going to be interesting. So it's kind of a wait and see kind of thing. But anything else you have to say, Amy? The standalone baby soap series of Warner Brothers. Is he talking about the CW?
Probably.
Um, Disney now owns the Lucas Cannon MRO now. That's a gigantor steam engine next to standalone company of DC. Oh, he's saying standalone baby. Yeah, Warner Brothers is really the big powerhouse behind DC.
I
And
know. I
DC's
just
got a
I
lot of.
love
I love
DC.
DC too. DC's got a lot coming out. Um,
I feel like Marvel and especially like the like specifically the X-Men kind of started it with the comic books
yeah.
and this huge fandom that has happened and everybody loving the comic book stories and stuff now.
And the thing about
But
it is,
I
you
just
gotta
feel
think
like
about.
DC's
You gotta think about this. Marvel
doing good.
almost went bankrupt in the '90s and sold all their properties. So it's like all these superhero movies that are coming out that aren't DC and aren't Marvel Disney, they're still Marvel properties, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's like, and they've got to play in with that kind of thing. Um,
I
it,
don't think people should count DC out. Like,
I'm not counting
yes, they're
DC out.
focusing on
They're different.
their TV right now, but I mean, we were just talking about all the different movies and
Justice
stuff.
League
Like,
is.
they're ramping up.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens, and then also you got Marvel hitting back with Daredevil. Daredevil was the top Netflix show. Um,
I like that they're having a
Universal
little
is getting
conversation now.
Nintendo ones. I'm super stoked about that, Michael. That Universal is they're getting Nintendo theme park is possibly replacing the Marvel theme park, which is really funny because Disney owns
Mm-hmm.
Marvel, but Islands of Adventure Universal has a Marvel theme park. But that might be replaced by Nintendo. But also, it could be working out where Universal could be making possibly live action Zelda stuff. But that's a whole other topic, and we will be bringing that into our next podcast because we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Championship games,
Yep, Nintendo World
World
Championships after the
Championship.
25-year hiatus. I'm super excited. Although it's all run through Best
Yeah. But our
Buy. Oh
boy,
shit.
our boy John Montoya was down in Disney. He'll be back this week. All of y'all know John Montoya if you follow Joncast, and
Whoa, 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 Michael. Arrow is fantastic, and I haven't even watched Daredevil yet. Like,
Michael, I kind of agree with you
what?
in a sense that Daredevil is better than Arrow. Daredevil is way better than Arrow. They're both good, but Daredevil ranks.
Love
Here's
Arrow.
Arrow, and then here is Daredevil. I'm just saying, you gotta if you haven't watched Daredevil, watch it because it's the best comic book superhero show that's out there. now I love Arrow, I love Flash. They're awesome stories. Like, look here, we got a little Flash here. I've been really getting into Flash lately, but there's still got that CW vibe to it in certain aspects that Daredevil didn't have. Daredevil was straight up a 13-hour movie, if anything.
Yeah.
But but see, the stuff that I love, the kind of corniness of the Arrow and Flash, not corniness, but more of like it's
It
more
was a little
based.
corny.
I like that because it's like
Mhm.
reminds me of the original. It's like reminds me more of a comic than
Yeah.
anything. It's not a live adaptation. It is a comic adaptation. Um, but yeah, binge watch that like right now, 13 hours. John Montoya did 13-hour binge watch it. I don't know how he did it.
But that
Um,
that
and
that
and then
doesn't surprise me
and
at
then
all.
Netflix is gearing up for their own kind of Avengers with the Defender series, and they got AKA Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. Um, forgetting somebody, I think, but yeah, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. Anyways, they're coming together. It's going to be interesting. We got television, movies, all packed with comic books.
Mm-hmm.
It's an amazing time to be alive. And on that note, we're going to
Yeah.
say goodbye, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks for coming out
Um,
and watching and stuff.
check out our podcasts. Go to iTunes, it's under Joncast, Stitcher, everything.
Michael, I will add you to our Facebook community thing because I feel like you would really enjoy it. It's kind of a free for all sort of just everything nerdy, and I feel like you'll
Last
like it.
comment, Michael mentioned Vincent D'Onofrio as the Kingpin in Dear Jesus, You Are Right. He is what the 90s Kingpin on Spider-Man and the classic, yeah, it was Spider-Man. He is the
Shining right on.
best Daredevil, or not Daredevil, best Kingpin I've seen, and I really hope that they kind of bring him up throughout, aka Jessica Jones, into the Defender series, since it's all set. Um, Pizza and ice cream, we can keep a man alive. Go John Latoya. But basically, I'm just really happy that they're bringing now good, very good quality shows. But this has been a Joncast Talks X-Men. We're gonna be doing more Joncast Talks, and Amie Achenbach is our new co-host, and
You guys are gonna be seeing a lot of me coming up in the near
she's gonna
future,
be
so
helping me a
get used
lot
to it.
out here and giving our female perspective on things and all around geekery. Um, so yeah, have a good one. This is Joncast.
Bye, guys.
Oh, well, we're still live.
Oh, we're still live.
I just
Cool.
paused it, but yeah, now we're gone.